Pretty much everything is in the red. Lots of people have lost money and it is a pretty scary time to be holding crypto. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reece and today I'm going to be talking about UST and Terra Luna's quick and downward spiral into oblivion. And I'm going to talk a bit about what concerns I have for the future of stablecoins. I'm going to keep this first section of today's video as simple as it needs to be because there are lots of explainers available online which will do a much better job of providing the specifics of what's been going on over the past week with these two coins in particular. Starting with real bare bones. Stablecoins are a digital asset which are designed to hold their value. Terra USD, also known as UST, is a decentralized stablecoin, or it was, which means that it's not backed by any tangible asset such as something like US dollars, and instead was backed by Luna. Or it was. When you bought $1 of UST using your fiat currency, it would not go and sit and live in a bank account. Instead, that dollar would be used to purchase $1 worth of Luna. Where to keep UST stable, a series of arbitrage trading took place of minting and burning tokens to adjust the supply to stabilize the price. And another contributor to UST's price stability was crypto's equivalent to above market interest rates offered through the Anchor protocol, which is a decentralized lender built on Terra's blockchain. Anchor was offering around 20% on deposits of UST, which created significant demand for the token. And that's what ultimately was keeping UST at its $1 peg. Now let's compare it to something like USDC, which is another stablecoin backed by the US dollar, where for every single USDC coin in existence, there is $1 US in value sitting in a bank account somewhere within the world. I would only assume that most of it is within the US. And this is a really good example of how some stablecoins are pegged to an actual tangible asset. In this instance, USDC is backed by the US dollar. Now, both UST and USDC are labeled as stablecoins, meaning they're not supposed to fluctuate from whatever their peg is. In UST's instance, that was $1. Coincidentally, it is the same for USDC as well. And this is where the value in stablecoins comes into play during uncertain times in the crypto market. Because they are not supposed to fluctuate in price, it makes them a really good location to park funds whilst weathering the storm. This is what makes stablecoins an incredibly useful utility, where it should guarantee a way to lock in gains made from trading in the event where an investor thinks that the market is going to take a dip. And this is where it gets scary because what we saw happen over the past week is UST lose its $1 peg and then it slipped and it started spiraling and it went well below that $1 price point, kind of scaring a lot of people. This triggered a lot of panic for investors in both UST and Luna and kind of the entire crypto market as their portfolios, along with lots of others, took a massive nosedive as indicated by the charts here. As a last-ditch attempt, Do Kwon, the creator and main backer of Terra Luna and UST, released a plan to bring the UST peg back up to $1 by creating more Luna tokens. The idea was to prop up the price of UST at the expense of Luna's value. And the impact of doing this would make the price of Luna drop significantly more because the supply would now become diluted, making the value of each individual token worth less, hurting its investors badly. And if you have a look at the chart here, it is pretty grim. So now that this has happened, the worry for stablecoins being that they are growing very fast. If you use some examples like Tether and USDC, as other examples compared to UST, they are growing very fast in value without appropriate regulation. If mass panic occurs, similar to what we've seen happen with UST and Luna, we might see the equivalent of a bank run, which would see people withdrawing their holdings simultaneously in fears that their portfolios were going to be worthless, which in turn could see a lot of investors' portfolios crashing, similar to what we saw back in the 2008 global financial crisis and in the 2020 COVID-19 market crash. Now, I'm not trying to instill fear, uncertainty, and doubt into anyone's minds. Projects like Tether and USDC maintain that their tokens are backed by real assets. However, it is still a point of concern that the sheer volume of these projects could deal some serious damage to people's livelihoods in the event of their failure. And this is not the first time that investors have been burned by either market panic sell-offs or the collapse of a project. If you really want to see how sad and damaging this can be to some, go and have a look at the Terra subreddit, where there are a lot of bleak stories, and even the help hotlines have started being linked because there are some people who really are hurting right now. Now, I doubt that this market crash is the end of crypto. However, it is just another reminder as to why you should always do your own research before investing in anything, having an understanding of what the project is before dumping your money into it, and making sure that you only invest money you are willing to lose. These are the 3 criteria I live by when investing into anything, definitely crypto, and it's what's kept me sane in times like this. I hold a lot of crypto. I put a lot of money into some projects that were not Terra and UST, thankfully. However, I'm still in the red a little bit with some of my current investments. Absolutely worth reminding people of. It's always good to hear it. Make sure you put these into practice before you actually dump your money into any given project. And that's pretty much where I'm going to leave you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was insightful. If it was, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really does help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate the support, and I will leave you there. Have a good day, have a good week, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.